Wine and Crime contains graphic and explicit content which may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
Today we have a very special bonus episode for you all. We know that you love our Beyond Stupid episodes. Honestly, so do we.
They're my favorite.
They're my favorites too. So we thought that we would compile some of our best Beyond Stupid episode moments for your listening pleasure.
Yes, and we couldn't have done this without our amazing team. So special thanks to our editor, John, and our production manager, Andrea, for putting this episode together. They painstakingly poured over your requests and all the timestamps of these old Beyond Stupid episodes. They are incredible, and we couldn't do this without them.
So enjoy the stupidity, and cheers.
Cheers.
A lot of you probably recognize her voice. We are fangirling hardcore over here because our special guest for this episode is none other than Allie Ward of the hit podcast Ologies.
Hey.
Woo!
It's your weird, gross uncle.
Welcome, Quinn.
Dad Word. I love it.
Dad Ward is here. I'm in my closet where I record all of the Ologies narration, and I'm sitting here. It's 10 in the morning, Californian time. I'm sitting here with wine and like vinegar in a closet. I'm so pumped. I couldn't be more excited for this. So I'm like, let's do it.
Allie chose our
Yes.
wine crime pairing for this week.
So yeah, what is our wine crime pairing? More like alcohol crime pairing.
Well, it's really
It's
not.
wine.
It's wine. Allie recommended a kombucha cocktail entitled the Snake Oil Spritzer. And it's a tart and refreshing wine cocktail that's sort of like a kombucha mimosa.
Yum.
So cool.
Kombucha.
Yeah. I personally am using a local kombucha. It's called North Star. And it's a berry kombucha, and I've mixed mine with cava, which is a dry Spanish sparkling that you can literally find at any wine retailer. It usually
so
goes
good.
for about $9 a bottle. I really like to use this particular sparkling in any of my mixed wine bevies because it has such a crisp and dry finish, and that balances out the sweetness of whatever you mix it with. So it's not like you're getting a sugar bomb, especially with kombucha because you have all that tartness to it. I know that Allie recommended a little garnish. I chose a sprig of mint. Did anyone else go in a different direction? Any rosemary out there?
I will put rosemary in literally anything.
So good.
It's amazing. Also, I did already tell the gals this, but before we started recording, but I was not on the ball this week and
You
forgot to buy.
misunderstood the assignment.
I misunderstood the assignment. I forgot to buy kombucha. So, and also I've never had kombucha because it freaks me out because there's like
It's
a
so good.
mother
You're
or
crazy.
something.
A SCOBY.
I don't know.
It's a
Adorable.
fermented
A
beverage.
SCOBY.
It's
Yeah.
basically
I'm
wine
a little
without the
terrified.
alcohol.
So what I
Yeah, there's a tiny bit of
Yeah.
alcohol. Just a tiny bit.
You've drank live things before. It's fine.
You
it
live
freaks
in
me out. So
Africa.
anyway, yeah. So I poured vodka into a cold pressed green juice, so that
It sounds so gross.
really
honestly.
good.
No, there's no way that's
it's
good.
actually delicious.
Fake expert, fake news.
I love you, but there's a little bit of a gag happening. Only because I feel like it's gotta taste like broccoli
Right?
into spring break. Like it's gotta be like
here's
kind of
the thing.
musky and kind of farty.
No,
Well, that's Kenyan in a
I
nutshell.
do love a good farty beverage, but no, I didn't go for the like hardcore green juice because this one has spinach, kale, and mango, so it's sweet.
I thought you were going to say mayo.
And mayo and Miracle Whip. Allie, what is your cocktail?
Oh man. Okay. Well, number one, you got me back with the mango. I'm on board now. I get it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's fine.
Okay.
But here's what old Dad Ward did. So I put on pants like 12 seconds before
You
the
did?
table.
I didn't.
So I was going to.
One step ahead of us.
Yeah, that's cute.
I didn't know if this was going to be video or not, and I was like, I don't need to make that lasting of an impression. First off. And so I put on some pants, but I was going to go down to the garden, and by the garden I mean up the parking lot where I park my car, where there's a rosemary bush. I was going to put some rosemary in this, but I was just like, pants trumped it. So I'm free balling, no garnish here.
How uncouth.
But what I've done, I know, I'm embarrassed, but it gets worse. So, okay, number one, I love a kombucha spritzer, a gingerade kombucha with a white wine over ice. I'm telling you, you're going to, mimosas can, we swear.
fucking
yeah, they can fucking
yeah.
suck it.
Yeah.
For one second, I was like, I know I've heard you swear, but just for like a second, I was like, just ask permission to say fuck again. Like, but... And like a mimosa can fuck right off planet Earth forever into space. I don't want one ever again. Like a mimosa, you're like, this is good for one sip, and then I'm immediately hungover and I have diabetes, and like I haven't even served the omelets yet at brunch. I'm like,
That's how I got diabetes.
Quick,
That's how I
quick
got it when I was
anecdote.
12.
quick anecdote. One of my girlfriends from college, they were having a brunch the day after their Friendsgiving celebration, like for Thanksgiving. They had a Friendsgiving and whatever. So she was already hungover. And then she gets to the table at brunch the next day, and there's like pitchers of mimosas.
Stop
and
this
she
anecdote.
takes one sip.
No.
And Ralph's all over the table at brunch in like this Soho restaurant.
I feel like I know who this was just because she has a good track record of throwing up at a table with other people.
Maybe.
I hate that story.
Can she get a sponsorship for that? I love it. I think it's the worst, and I love it. It's so, and I feel it so hard because just the idea of like, also like being airsick on a plane and drinking a mimosa and being like hungover before takeoff, just that whole thing is like,
Yep.
oh God.
Nope.
I found that if you can swindle yourself a kombucha spritzer, it's probiotic, it's a little vinegary, it's tart, it's not too sweet. Maybe the gingerade has some spice in it. You can do it with whatever kombucha. I usually don't recommend anything with like green kombucha, but you know what? More power to you. Throw some hard alcohol in it if you need to. But here's what I have done. I purchased a gingerade kombucha from the gas station across the street from my house because I live large. And this was a few weeks ago. And I noticed that there was like a disgusting like phlegmy mother in it, which is like the part of the kombucha that's alive and is a creature.
Did it
And I
wave
was
to
like,
you?
oh, I can use this. It was like, save me. I was like, if that thing touches my lips, I'm going to have to burn them off. So I was like, I extracted it, and then from that, I brewed a
Yes,
new
Oh my
queen.
God.
Like,
yeah, don't waste that scope.
Wow.
I know. It was like if Martha Stewart stopped shaving her armpits. Like that's me right now. So I like grew it in a jar in my cabinet. It's been kicking it for a couple weeks. This little tiny disgusting disc of slime has now turned into a large pancake of slime. So this is my maiden sip. I poured it into some wine that's been in the fridge for too long.
I
Let's give
don't
it a
feel
shot.
so bad about my squished up kale beverage anymore. Just saying.
No, don't. Oh, this is pretty good though. I'm trying it, you guys. It's to be expected. It tastes just as it should from something that you pulled out of the back of the fridge. And
Did
your
you
cabinet.
flavor it at all? Did you throw in some berries or whatever?
Didn't even bother. Just straight on
Purist.
ice.
Oh,
just
natural.
alfresco.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
But you can, so if you get a gross thing, you can grow your own kombucha.
Yeah.
Just saying.
my friend made kombucha, and she, when she was finished with the mother, she held like a whole funeral for it and then put it down the garbage disposal. She like played music. Okay, I've got a kombucha that I can crack for
Crack
our
it.
inaugural.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, I already mixed, so
Yeah.
step in here.
Oh, it fizzed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice crack.
Hearty
crack.
crack. All right,
Healthy
adding it
crack.
to my wine. Oh yeah, this smells good. I have the commercial shit. It looks like it's GT's brand Synergy Strawberry Serenity flavored.
Yummy.
Or maybe it's enlightened flavored.
That would be good with mint.
There's a lot of like hot words in here.
Soul hat.
Zen. Spirit.
All right. Cheers, everyone.
They're definitely
Cheers.
marketed to ladies.
Cheers.
Cheers, you guys.
so
To the
excited.
beverage that is marketed toward women who go to yoga, but is actually good for your bowels.
Just make
That's
you
all
shit.
I care
Like
about.
Activia.
Make you have to leave yoga 15 minutes early.
Yoga makes me shit. I can only do it in my own house now. I
Yep.
fart uncontrollably and it is loud.
It moves your bowels.
And if it's hot
Can
yoga, then
attest.
it's also sweaty.
Oh, geez. Farts are way louder in hot yoga
Yeah, they are.
because your butt's sweaty.
And then I always have to take a massive shit like 9 seconds in. So just gonna fucking turn the radiator up in my own apartment and just keep it at home.
That's probably
Are we
best for
inspiring
everyone.
you to do a scatology episode?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Scatology.
a scatology episode has
I'm
to
the
happen.
scat
Yeah.
man
Oh,
episode.
you know what?
I'll come on as a
Is
guest.
there an appropriate holiday? I would appreciate that. I think it'll just be about the intersection of yoga and
Yeah.
your butt, and that'll be
Yeah.
it'll be a delicious.
There will be
slice.
hours
It might
of
have to
content.
be a
You can-
two-parter.
Yeah. Hours of content.
Fun trivia fact. Amanda and I have a blog / Instagram / Facebook thing called The Poop Spot, wherein we review public bathrooms.
It's been a little quiet in
I
recent
posted
years.
something yesterday. There was an article about a woman who makes crafts out of moose poop,
God bless
and
her.
she calls them, what does she call them? Turd something, but she spells turd TIRD.
I love it.
And one of them is a cuckoo clock, but she calls it a poo-poo clock. And she has like the numbers going all around the clock face, but in between each number is she glued a little moose turd. So it could be like 1 turdy or 3 turdy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh god.
I am
I love
super
people.
on board with this.
Can I please be your scatologist? I know a lot about poop.
Yes, actually. You guys you're sounding very qualified. Like a latrinologist is someone who studies latrines. So I mean, you're already kind of like an amateur
That's incredible.
latrinologist. You've
I'm
got
changing my
published
major.
work, you know?
I'm changing my major right now.
Contacting your advisor.
Pretty much. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of callings, Lucy.
Okay, so this morning, my morning poop, I was obviously scrolling Facebook, as I do. If you ever get a message from me, you're goddamn guaranteed I'm on the toilet.
Oh, samesies.
Amanda's on the toilet right now.
No, because the acoustics in my bathroom are not good. I've already checked. If I could record from the toilet, you best fucking believe I would, but I can't.
Or the tub.
Both.
Okay, so I saw this video of this criminal who's like somewhere in like, I don't know, rural England. They're in England, so their accents are phenomenal. And it's this guy who came outside to like, I don't know, take his trash out. And there's this man who evidently tried to hop his fence, like his gate to his backyard. And he got stuck. And he was there for like an undetermined amount of time. But like, so imagine trying to climb up and over like an 8-foot like fence with like a gate fence.
No.
And so like he's like his shoulders and like his head are over the top and his arms are like over the top of it. But like that's the point when you like swing one leg up and over. And somehow he got stuck like that. So his legs are at like a 90-degree angle and he's just
Ow.
dangling there.
Oh, no, probably for hours.
Oh, that'd be awful.
He said it was just for a couple minutes, but it was
It feels like hours.
the guy's
Sure.
recording it in the light of day. I'm assuming the guy tried to break in when it was dark, so he was out that he's just begging the dude to help him.
Yeah, the best punishment
Perfect.
would just be to leave him there.
I
Yeah.
didn't finish the video because it was kind of long and I was done,
she was done
in the
pooping.
bathroom. I was done pooping. So, but the guy's like, please help me. Please, and please, sir. untangle my jeans. And the guy's like, Mildred, come out here and see what we caught.
Good God.
It's a clean trap or whatever they're called. What are they called?
I don't know.
I don't know what you're referring to.
No kill.
Oh, a no kill.
Yeah, live trap
A live trap.
for
But he's
humans.
so pathetic. So anyway, I thought that was appropriate.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Good background in psych.
No, that's not it.
Yeah, okay.
I have so
Kenyon,
much more.
First case.
So when we first started talking about this topic, my first reaction, especially after seeing that video and like laughing, was why we enjoy and why we chose this topic and why the listeners are enjoying this at this moment. Why do we like laughing at stupid people? And it's Schadenfreude, which is also like my life essence, which is deriving pleasure from other people's misfortune.
Okay.
A really good song on the Avenue Q soundtrack.
Oh.
I have pretty much been pretending to know what that word meant my entire life. So I'm really looking forward to this deep dive.
Well,
I can't believe you, of all people, don't know what Schadenfreude is.
Because it's what I do.
Because the three of us live it. I mean, that's what this show is.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's just the byline of our show.
This is unbelievable. Okay, take it away. I'm sorry.
So there is no deep dive, and I really just did define it. Kenyon wasn't listening. Schadenfreude is deriving pleasure from other people's misfortune.
Yep.
So basically, when we hear these stories and we watch these videos, we're just like feeding our own vanity, basically. Like, I'm so much smarter than that. Look at him. Let's laugh at him.
And just reveling in the fact that it wasn't you.
Yeah, it didn't happen to you. Okay.
Basically. So that's kind of hit a brick wall there. But I kind of got into like how criminals generally have a lower IQ than the general population. And one theory, which I thought was interesting, is that intrapersonal crimes, so like crimes between two people, like personally, such as assault, murder, robbery, and rape, they're very base urges that males utilized, like way back when, utilized to compete with each other in the, quote, ancestral environment.
Okay.
They were competing for mating opportunities, resources, food, etc. And these behaviors are actually really common in other species, particularly primates that scientists have observed, but lots of other species. But it's really only modern civilization and laws that make it criminal, obviously.
Okay.
They, like, put an order to it and say, that's wrong, you know? So the institutions and technologies that control and monitor and capture these criminals are only products of modern society, like cameras and DNA and forensics, fingerprints, and like the courts and laws themselves.
Okay.
So
any like holding these people accountable or tracing that it's them.
Any third party consequences is a pretty modern
day
notion.
concept, really.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like old school times when you would just deal with thieves and pillagers yourself by basically like fighting back.
Yeah, and even back then, pretty much the only third party intervention or punishment would be like either retaliation for whatever reason or ostracizing from the community. But with interpersonal things like rape and robbery, it was sort of just if the second party doesn't retaliate, then there's no like societal punishment.
Got it.
So therefore, it stands to reason that men, let's be honest, it's men with low IQs are more likely to resort to this basic evolutionary means of competition for resources. And they are also likely to not fully comprehend the consequences.
Okay.
That's definitely my guy. Or one of them.
Perfect.
So today I was looking at cases, and all the ones that I was finding had to do with fast food restaurants.
I'm so glad, because one of my cases is along this line.
A lot of pettiness happens there. So, like, why do people get so fucking upset when it comes to their food? And I think Amanda can definitely attest. Working in restaurants, people will throw the biggest fit about the stupidest shit.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because, I don't know, people are crazy about their food. I am.
I also think it's a symptom of a different problem. Like, people who are having issues in their lives, I feel, in my opinion, having worked in restaurants for so long, tend to lash out at much smaller things
Yeah.
as like a source of release for their shit. And it's so hard for me to be like, hey, just because your life is garbage doesn't mean you have to bring it here and flip a table over a fucking cheeseburger.
Right.
I'm not having it.
Well,
Not today,
also-
Satan.
They want to like exert control over something in their lives, and it's low risk for them, low stakes for them to just be really fucking rude to a server for no reason.
Exactly. 'cause I
funny
never
that
have
you're
to see that
saying
person again.
them, because I have a personal anecdote from yesterday.
Oh God.
So,
Oh no.
Saturday.
What did you do at McDonald's?
It wasn't McDonald's. It was Burger King.
Oh God.
Even
So-
worse.
Saturday, like late mornings, is my running around doing errands time because my favorite NPR shows are on at that time. And, you know, usually go a little slow on Saturday mornings. So I stop and get like usually my McDonald's Coke, my hangover cure, and some fries. And yesterday I was feeling a little frisky and I was like, you know what? I want to go to Burger King today. So
Ooh, girl.
I went to the worst fucking Burger King in this entire fucking city that I don't know why I did it. I knew it was bad. I'd had it every single time I've been there. It's been awful. So order the number one, which is a Whopper with French fries and a drink. Go to the window, give him my money. He doesn't say a word to me, just hands me back my change and then hands me a bag, whatever. I'm like, okay, great. Driving away. I'm like a mile away, trying not to eat the fries before I get home because you know you won't stop and then your burger fry ratio will be totally off when you do get
Yeah.
home.
Yep.
Fortunately, I did reach into the bag. No fries.
What?
It's like,
What?
what? That's the work. Like,
What?
I paid for them.
Yeah, no. No.
Right. So I turned around, went back. I said, my fries weren't in the bag. And he's like, oh, pull forward. Hands me my fries. Okay, that's fine. I get home. The fries were awful. They were like greasy when they were crammed into the little cone. They were not salted. And when I took a bite of the burger, there was no cheese on it.
Oh.
So I had to put my own
Shame.
cheese on the burger, put it in the microwave, whatever. It worked out, but I was like kind of livid.
Thank God. That's why it's a fast food restaurant and they just have a drive-through because they're like, we're not fucking dealing with your shit. So,
Well,
Yeah.
sayonara.
actually, so I did do a case, which the drive-through
can I-
didn't really protect the manager.
Oh shit! I have a fast food rage story that's short.
Do tell.
So, okay. When we were living in New Jersey, we went online because it was like 2 a.m. and we didn't know if the McDonald's by our house was a 24-hour McDonald's or not. It wasn't a drive-through because it was in Hoboken, like in a city. So we didn't know if it was 24 hours or not. So we went on to like Yelp just to see if it was still open. And then we got
Good
sidetracked reading the Yelp reviews of this McDonald's.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
So good.
And one of them was got stabbed here, would go back.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Short and to the point,
Yeah. Like,
so
okay,
to speak.
got it. Yeah.
That's like when we were traveling through cross country as a family many years ago, and we stopped at like a KFC in Gary, Indiana, and it was like the most horrifying place ever. And there was like an altercation with the folks in front of us because this single woman was buying like an enormous bucket of chicken, and the guy behind the counter like made fun of her, and she flipped out, and he was just like, "Bitch, I don't know how you eat." And then my mom and me and my sister were like,
he said something like, "Oh yeah, I don't know how you live." That's what it was.
Yeah, bitch, I don't know how you live. Which, like, girl, if you're getting your own bucket of chicken, you are living big. Like, that's fucking awesome. Do it. I want to be you.
I don't know how you live.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God,
I'm trying to eat.
Okay, all right, perfect. What is so your first case
anyway,
has to do with fast
psych.
food?
Yeah, but I found also a Slate article called McRage. And it was
Amazing.
basically talking about people who get super pissed off at fast food restaurants. And they had a gorgeous little montage of incidents that I just have to read. They're outrageous.
Perfect.
So it says, in January, Toledo, Ohio resident Melody Duchesne punched out a McDonald's drive-thru window when she was told they didn't sell chicken McNuggets in the morning.
Yeah.
Which, why not?
It's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, we can all agree.
They don't sell burgers before like 11 a.m. or
So
10:30
dumb.
or something.
It
Yeah, it's
depends
so
on
dumb.
the
You can't-
day.
So dumb.
Another woman recently drove through a crowd of people in a McDonald's parking lot, injuring 4.
Oh my God.
In 2008, a Los Angeles man punched a 16-year-old girl in the face at a McDonald's after she complained about him cutting in line.
Well, dude, don't cut in line.
Yeah,
asshole.
that's his fucking fault.
She was there first. He should have gotten punched.
A Wendy's customer reportedly assaulted a female clerk at a drive-thru window in 2007 after she didn't tell him to have a nice day.
Oh my God.
That is
Fucking patriarchy.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't smile. I get my meal for free.
The
Fuck you.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics says homicides in, quote, limited service restaurants, which, like fast food restaurants,
Yep.
have gone down from 35 in 2007 to a mere 15 in 2009.
Oh, good job, America.
Good for us. Homicides.
Wasn't there
In
this week
fast food restaurants.
some story? I don't think it was a homicide, but there was like an assault at a McDonald's because they like temporarily brought back Szechuan dipping sauce and
then took it away again.
And this particular location like ran out because it's like a limited edition sauce, and like 2 customers like assaulted an employee over the
Sounds
fucking
about
dipping
right.
sauce.
That's a really good sauce, though. I mean,
Yeah, I get it.
I get
I've been
it.
there.
Yeah.
So the rate of assault is twice as high than at full-service restaurants. And this is because for several reasons. They're prone to robbery. They have a young, low-income customers. The employees don't get paid well, so they don't give a shit, really.
No.
There's lots of loitering. There's lots of cash around. They're open late. They're located on major thoroughfares, so like quick getaway.
Yep.
The drive-throughs, like they're just
You're
asking
making a
for
lot
it.
of really excellent points.
Yeah. Now I'm like afraid to go to fast food restaurants.
Yeah, just go during the
Hotbeds
day.
for crime.
They are
And not to
hotbeds.
mention all of the like drunk people that end up there in the middle of the night. Oh, highly volatile.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go over some popular scams with you guys and
Yes.
maybe give you some ways to avoid said scams. And Amanda, I'm looking straight at you because you revealed
'Cause I
some
want that
information.
rabbit off of Craigslist?
Yeah. That's why.
Whatever.
Because I won $1 million on the internet?
Yeah, and all I have to do is send them $500,000 and then I get the rest.
And I just have to wire them back the rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But La, don't you have a scam anecdote where you were like real close to
Your mom
falling
like
for a
stopped
scam?
you in the bank.
Oh, yeah. It was before I went to college, like the summer before I left for college. You know, like someone from
We're 18. We're dumb.
Guyana emailed me my parents' email address because this was in like 2005. I don't know.
Yep. Family computer, family email.
Yeah. family desktop, Windows, dial up. Emailed me. I was looking for a roommate because at the time I wanted to live off campus. So I was looking for a roommate for an apartment. And, someone from Guyana contacted me and I was like on my way to the bank. I forget the details. It was like a wire me money situation.
Right.
And
for
like,
the deposit or something.
Yeah, we got to the bank and my mom was talking to the banker and she's like, this just seems really weird. Like we were just talking to the banker about like how, like, is this a thing that people do? Like this seems really weird. And the banker was like, no, you should definitely not do this.
That is a fucking
job,
scam.
banker.
Yeah. So we were suspicious, but like if the banker had been like, oh, it's fine, we probably would have done it.
Oh my God, amazing.
Okay, backing up. So scams. Some common scams utilize psychological tricks like instilling fear or establishing trust in order to get what they want from people. So keep that. That's, I guess, my only psychological part. So the scams that we're going to go through kind of hit on a number of different psychological tricks and scams.
So it's either loved or feared.
Pretty much.
Yeah, or like hitting on like greed emotions, you want a free cruise, whatever. Okay, so scammers often prey on older people who maybe are used to trusting people in authority or who might not have a great grasp on technology, what is and isn't appropriate to ask for people over the phone, and they also can't verify something over the internet.
Or even just like a light dusting of dementia. Like Zach's grandfather, before he passed, got a phone call from someone claiming to be his grandson. And I think the person just said, like, hey, it's your grandson. And then he, like, volunteered a name. And the guy was like, yeah, so-and-so.
Oh, my God.
Literally my next sentence.
Oh, okay.
What a bullshit thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, so my next sentence is, scammers can exploit their compassion and possible memory loss by pretending to be a relative who is stranded or needs money for like their textbooks, etc.
Yeah.
So they're easy targets.
My mom got phone calls, I believe, after my dad died from like fake quote unquote insurance companies saying that she could collect on a policy that was never real.
Yeah.
She didn't
God
fall
damn
for
it.
it because she's not an idiot. But it's like, this shit's fucked up. Because death records are public. So
So they
can find any of this shit.
The big takeaway from my entire segment is it is very rare that somebody will call you to offer you money. Be suspicious of any time that happens. The government's never going to call you and say like, hey, we have this grant that's available.
Right.
Or this scholarship. No one's going to call you with money for you. Like that's
just never give
exceedingly
any
rare.
information over the phone if you weren't the person to dial.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to hit on all this. So some other popular old people scams are donating money to quote unquote charities or magazine sales like, oh, grandma, I could really benefit from a trip to Washington, D.C. with my class.
I like your grandma daddy voice.
Yeah. Ew.
Daddy.
Daddy,
Grandma.
I want to go to Washington.
Okay.
I've been
Washington
so good.
is ruined now.
I could really learn a lot in the Big Apple.
Oh my God.
I'll ruin everywhere you
Everything.
Every city. I will ruin all of your favorite places.
Oh my God, yes.
This one's for you, Amanda. Scams that rely on people's emotions like pet adoption scams.
Whatever. That rabbit is as good as mine.
What are you going to name him? Bundledore?
Albus Bundledore.
It's not a white rabbit. It makes no sense.
Listen.
She's
Name it
black as
name
night.
it Sirius Black.
No,
Yeah.
it's too easy. Too easy.
Oh, all right.
Get out of here.
Bundledore. Okay.
Bundledore.
Or also
Dumbledore.
fake profile dating like catfish situations. A lot of
Covered it.
episodes of the show Catfish talk about like extorting money.
Yep.
What's called phantom debt is when scammers call you and demand payment for a debt or like demanding payment or else you'll face serious consequences.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they'll offer a loan or a payment program that just further fucks you out of money.
I had someone call me using technology that changes what shows up on your caller ID from 911 saying,
we'll get to that.
literally the number 911 saying that if I didn't pay them X amount of money for like a ticket I owed or something, that an officer was going to be dispatched to my work
So
to arrest me.
that is called caller ID spoofing.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I read this morning that the Iowa Senate just approved, excuse me, a civil penalty of up to $40,000 per violation of this caller ID spoofing, which is basically when a telemarketer or a scam artist uses a fake phone number from a local area code to try to trick people into picking up the phone.
Yep.
That's good.
That's
They
fucked
should.
up.
I was
I
like,
get
LOL,
so
okay,
many
bye.
calls a day.
Yeah.
I get so many calls a day.
I do not answer phone calls from numbers that I don't have programmed into my phone. I just don't.
Me either. Not anymore.
Yeah.
I
Like if
still
it's
do
important,
time.
you
quick
can
to
text
hang
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So other scams include offers for quick loans, even though you have a bad credit score. So these are like credit score cleanup tricks, kind of. Many of these will ask for an upfront fee for processing. But again, just be wary of anybody approaching you to give you money, because that is obviously fishy. If I'm having to tell you this, then that's already a problem.
Then you need help. Then
Yeah.
talk space.
Then
I'm
you need
kidding.
tax space.
Offers for counterfeit drugs,
Ooh.
investment schemes like, oh, you could flip this house really easily, or, you know, buy stock in this company. Pyramid schemes, obviously, work at home or work from home schemes.
Yes,
It sounds like
surveys.
we're describing our current
Ourselves.
business. Never go into business with a friend. Never go into business like on the phone only. Never
Darren?
invest in something. Never work from home. It's like,
If I didn't have
shit.
so much dirt on you bitches, I'd be out of here so fast.
I mean,
Like, you are tethered to me for life.
well, I
life.
think we all kind of have dirt on each other.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we good.
We're
It's
all
even.
fucked.
It's balanced.
Yeah.
We good.
The I'll pay you by check, but then you wire some of the money back to me schemes.
Personal fave.
Never trust anybody with a check. Basically,
Yeah.
if you can't direct deposit, who are you at this
Get
point?
the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Venmo, hi. There's a
Yeah.
reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
Malware and phishing software scams that are like basically can be used as blackmail or quote unquote tech support calling you to say that they've detected a virus on your computer, but you have to pay them some nominal amount to fix it, like over the fucking phone. No. The answer is no.
Yeah, always no.
A moral compass, an ethical compass. It's pretty important to living the life that you want to live, to making the impact that you want to make, and not just like being a succubus in life. Nobody wants that.
No.
So when you stick by what's important to you, to your very core, it shows in everything you do. It simply radiates. And Everlane is committed to doing the right thing from start to finish, and that means partnering with responsible factories and ensuring every piece of clothing looks and feels great for years to come.
Honestly, I'm wearing my Everlane jeans right now. I have these like very 90s. It's a nice light wash. It's like a high-waisted button fly.
They're
it's
unbelievably cute.
They're so cute. It's like a looser fit, kind of like a boyfriend jean. I mean, it's very Gen Z approved, but also like this is a classic denim. Like this style has been around forever. We're just embracing the mom jeans these days. And I wear these constantly. And when I tell you that they are so comfortable, I have napped in these jeans. They're soft.
in denim jeans.
They're like a soft structured denim.
Oh,
I don't even know how to explain it. It's amazing. And I love Everlane's pieces so much. And they make it I don't know. They just make it so easy to know that, like, you're working with a socially responsible company.
Yeah.
They take the guesswork out of it for you. It can be hard to find, a socially responsible place to consume products.
Absolutely.
And Everlane just kind of takes care of it for you. They are an industry leader. Everlane researches and audits factories and partners to find producers championing fair working conditions and reducing environmental impact. So just some of the examples of what they look for. They want to make sure that the employees of these factories are being paid above the legal minimum wage, that they have a safe work environment to work in, that they are, there's recycling water facilities, using renewable energy, repurposing byproducts, like just being generally good and sustainable. And that sustainability is so important. Like, say goodbye to unsustainable fast fashion, because Everlane designs are timeless closet staples that are made with high quality materials that you can wear over and over again. I wear these jeans like 3 times a week, and then I just keep washing them and wearing them again because they're amazing.
Their sweaters are my favorite sweaters.
They use grade A cashmere. I have 3 cashmere sweaters from Everlane. They are incredible. They make products with Italian leather, certified organic cotton. It's unbelievable. And you have to know the actual price of what it costs to make your clothes. We get duped all the time on those prices. Everlane shows you the cost behind the production of every piece, from materials and labor to duties and transport. So what you're paying for, and that you're paying an ethical price for what you are consuming. So with Everlane, you get that designer quality without the designer markup, and you can feel good about what you're wearing.
Absolutely. So if you want to do things differently from your core to your closet, shop Everlane. Go to everlane.com/gals, GALS, and sign up for 10% off your first order. That's 10% off your first order when you go to everlane.com/gals and sign up. Everlane, helping people live their best lives with the least impact on the planet.
So we've all heard of gut instinct, but have you ever heard of butt instinct?
Not till now.
Well, I have it, okay? I have butt instinct, and it's when your butt tells you that it wants new undies, and you gotta listen to your butt. You don't want your butt to get too loud, so listen to your butt before your butt makes a ruckus.
Makes a scene.
Yeah. Luckily, we here at Wine and Crime work with MeUndies, who are the makers of the most buttery soft and sustainable undies, bralettes, and socks, and loungewear and pajamas that exist on planet Earth. So make your booty and your whole body happy with items designed to make your life more comfortable.
Way more comfortable. My MeUndies, first of all, it's the only underwear I wear anymore. But also their pajamas, like their lounge pants, are my absolute favorite.
I'm obsessed.
So let your skin sing a song of joy with undies, socks, and bralettes that feel as if they're spun from silken clouds. Guaranteed to be the softest stuff you've ever felt in your life, their signature micromodal fabric is sustainable, breathable, and stretchy AF. Available in sizes extra small through 4XL. They have new colors and prints dropping weekly, so there's always something exciting to check out. I get their emails. Too bad for me, because I order something from them all the time.
Oh, every
I love
time
their
they
patterns.
come out with all these cute new prints. And then I just gotta get it.
And Halloween's coming, there's gonna be cute Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I still have my little jack-o'-lantern ones from last year.
Sure do. So try their free to join membership for free shipping on every order and exclusive perks, like an item shipped to your door every month.
I have that.
I do too. It's my favorite thing. I see that little purple envelope in the mail, and I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna be a good day.
I can skip laundry today. I got a new pair of underwear.
Yep. That also gets you secret sales and early access to their newest stuff.
Absolutely the best club to be in. So MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you get 20% off plus free shipping and returns. So to get 20% off your first order, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/gals. That's MeUndies.com/gals, and treat your butt. Shred it.
All right, so now this is my slightly more in-depth case. Still not nearly as in-depth as most of my cases tend to be.
I mean, how can you really get that in depth
Right.
with this topic?
I struggled.
Right.
Okay, so on August 10th, 2007, a man in Ashland, Kentucky, so the Deep South, according to Amanda,
The super deep South.
super Deep South, walked into Shamrock Liquors intending to rob the store.
Okay.
The store manager, however, had a hard time taking the robbers seriously, which might have been due to his brilliant disguise.
Oh, yes.
The thief had wrapped his entire face and head in duct tape.
What?
Oh my god, he
Yep.
does not have eyebrows or
Yep.
eyelashes
Yep.
anymore.
There will be photos on the blog, so go take a look.
Yes, this guy is amazing.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. So the duct tape bandit, as the press soon gleefully called him.
Oh my god, I'm seeing these photos. What the fuck?
He's amazing.
He was chased out of the store by the manager who was wielding a wooden club, which also prominently featured duct tape on the club. And then the guy was tackled and held in a chokehold in the parking lot by another employee until police arrived. Okay? So
I'm sorry. Is this man's named Casey Casey?
Yes, I'm about to get there.
I'm sorry, I ruined it for you. I'm looking at the photos.
So the police arrest him in the parking lot, bloody and covered in duct tape.
Covered in duct tape.
He has like a split lip through
Yeah,
his
He
duct
looks
tape mask.
insane.
And
he
he
looks like
had-
a drunk guy on Halloween. It's
Yeah.
like a bad mummy.
Yeah. He had hair, but like he wasn't like he was bald. Like what was he anyway? So the man,
It
24-year-old,
is covering the top of his head. It's his whole head.
It's his whole head with just the eyes out and like one eyebrow out and lips.
It's amazing.
But the
I
eye that's
love it.
like less taped up is like taped so that it's kind of forcing his eye closed.
Yeah, it's a really messy duct tape mask job.
He did this quickly himself without a mirror.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
so the man, 24-year-old Casey G. Casey.
Casey K.
Casey K. Casey
Crazy
Casey.
Casey.
Crazy
Crazy
Casey.
Casey.
Oh, bam.
Bam. Claimed
Oh, bam.
that he had no recollection of ever going to Shamrock Liquors and
Oh, how
pled
convenient.
not guilty
Yeah. Okay.
to the first-degree robbery charges. He was apprehended at the scene covered in a duct tape mask. All right?
I didn't do it.
Direct quote to reporters, and there's video of this, and in a moment I will direct you to it. But direct quote to reporters while crouching down and doing double peace signs with his hands.
Yes.
He said, "Look at me. Do I look like a duct tape bandit? I'm not no duct tape bandit, baby. Do the math. Do the homework."
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Is he like an
Okay.
aspiring rapper?
It doesn't say, but there is a rap remix. So please
Yes.
play the video. Let's hit play
Oh my
at the
God.
same time.
Look at me. Do I look like a duct tape bandit, baby? Tape bandit, baby. Tape bandit, baby. Tape bandit. Do the math, do the homework, man. You know this is not me. Duct tape? I'm not no duct tape bandit. You hear me? I'm not no duct tape bandit. I'm not no duct tape bandit. You hear me? I'm not no duct tape bandit. Now look, live one-on-one, Ashton, Kentucky. You know this is not me. Now look, do I look like a duct tape bandit, baby?
It's so good.
I'm not no duct tape bandit. You hear me? I'm not no duct tape bandit. I'm not no duct tape bandit. You hear me? I'm not no duct tape bandit. Now look, do the math, do the homework. Now look,
Police say he did this to himself, wrapping his head in duct tape to conceal his face.
Now look,
I mean, he probably had every opportunity to put a brown paper poke over his head and poke holes in it for a plastic bag, you know? But duct tape?
now look, you know this is not me.
Fortunately, Steele had his own duct tape attached to a wooden club.
I'm not no duct tape bandit. You hear me? I'm not no duct tape bandit.
Do the homework.
I'm not no duct tape bandit. You hear me? I'm not no duct tape bandit.
Duct tape?
Now look,
He says police have the wrong man, despite
No duct
police
tape
pictures
bandit.
that might suggest
Not
otherwise.
no duct tape bandit.
I'm into it. I like it.
Isn't it kind of good?
I will jog to this.
You
And I've
know-
never jogged to anything in my life.
I just love it. I love it so much.
Oh my god, I want this like single.
I'm not no duct
This is our
tape bandit.
this is our
you
new
hear
theme
me?
song.
And I love the guy going, duct tape?
It kind of reminds me of oh my god, what was that guy who rapped in high school? Casper.
I hate you, Dad.
ILOVEYO.
You.
Hey, we do remember his lyrics all these years later, so
That's
maybe
very
he wasn't
true.
that bad.
I
That is
liked it.
success.
Oh my god. Okay, so Casey pleads not guilty to the charges. Do the math, do the homework.
Do the math, do the homework. Duct tape?
Duct tape. Bill. Duct tape. Bill was set at $250,000, and then he was later convicted and sentenced to 10 years in prison, but he got out on parole a few years early. Okay.
10 years?
Well, it was.
Oh, was it armed robbery?
Yeah, I don't know if he
And
was.
aggravated assault,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He tried to hit up a liquor store, so 10 years. I'm sure he probably had some priors.
Okay.
Okay.
The bad tape job got him like an additional 8.
They were like, you need some time to think about what you've done.
Yeah, come on, bud.
You really need to time out.
We're doing this for you.
Go sit on the stairs.
Go to the corner.
Okay, so when Bill Steele, the heroic store manager, spoke to reporters, so the guy who chased him out with a club, he said he was flabbergasted. Quote, I mean, he probably had every opportunity to put a brown paper bag over his head and poke holes
Seriously.
in it, you know?
Seriously.
But
It'd be cheaper and less painful.
But duct tape? That's a direct quote.
Can you
love
imagine,
this
like,
guy's
the cop
statement.
that had the honor of ripping that shit off of that dude's
yeah.
face while he's
Oh,
handcuffed?
that had to have hurt so bad.
Yeah.
They must have cut it off with scissors.
They had to have.
I don't know, find the end. Spin
All
him
right.
around a couple times.
I don't know. I'm not no duct tape bandit. You heard?
Duct tape.
Tape.
Duct tape?
Okay, so one of the best parts to me is that it doesn't even really do that good of a job at concealing his face. Like, you can definitely tell who the fuck this guy is.
Oh, easily.
yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. Like, you could...
A roll of duct tape was probably like, what, $2.50?
Yeah.
Get a fucking bag or like
A bag is cheaper.
balaclava.
It's not even...
Baklava? I get those mixed up.
A baklava. I'm so hungry.
Cover your face in sweet, sweet baklava.
That would literally have done a better job.
Yes. Yeah. 1,000%. So, fortunately for Casey, he was sweating so much that the duct tape didn't adhere as tightly as you might imagine to his face. So he did not need treatment at the hospital.
Yep.
Oh my god,
Yep.
that is so...
All right.
He was sweat. I can see him like psyching himself up like
Yeah.
right outside the liquor
Yeah.
store like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah,
do this. Wrap it
definitely
up,
like
wrap
the
it up.
M&M 8 Mile, because that's what this
Yes.
guy is. Like, this guy
Mom
is
spaghetti.
that. Yeah.
But not talented.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so shockingly, in 2015, the duct tape bandit struck again.
Oh no.
The same guy?
Same guy, not with duct tape this time. He was
Electrical
God.
tape, gaffer's tape,
painter's tape.
backing tape.
Painter's tape, it just fell off his face the moment he stood up.
It's just clear. It's clear packing tape.
Oh, that's even more painful, maybe.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Okay, so this guy is out of prison, still on parole for his duct tape fiasco.
Oh, honey.
And
honey.
he was
Casey K.
Casey.
Come on, bud. Casey Kasem.
You were meant to be a radio DJ.
American
Okay.
Top 40.
He should have used masking tape.
Oh, God, your puns are just on point tonight.
I know.
Are they?
My bad puns are on point.
Right,
Give me
okay,
that
that's
at
accurate.
least.
Ba-bam. Okay, so
Bye-bye.
he was caught in an attempted mugging also in the same town, and the police definitely recognized him, and he was sentenced to 12 more years in prison because it was
My God.
it was a violent offense and a parole violation. So they sent his ass back to prison.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh my
Bam.
God.
Okay, so that case is great, but like while I'm researching the duct tape bandit case, I was shocked to find out that there were several copycats.
What the fuck?
Why?
Yeah.
Get a bag.
Why?
Get some baklava, for Christ's sake.
The baklava.
Literally anything else.
Cover your face in Middle Eastern pastries, for God's sakes.
What are you thinking?
This is like Robert Durst with the Band-Aid under his nose.
Yes.
It's like, this is a good enough disguise.
This is
He
just,
shaved his eyebrows, put a band-aid under his nose. Oh my God.
This is just like that. So are you still looking at photos?
I can be.
All right, go back to the photos. These will all be on the blog. All right, so in 2012, a spate of bank robberies in Washington state had police searching for a suspect whose disguise was simply a thick piece of black duct tape over his nose and upper lip. That's it.
This guy
The
is
fuck?
crushing the game. Like, he is a criminal mastermind.
He ran out of Biore pore strips and wanted to multitask.
It's a charcoal mask.
It looks like a Biore pore strip. It looks
Have you guys
exactly
seen
like
that
one.
video? Have you seen the video of that woman who did the charcoal mask and like let it sit
Peeling
too
it
long?
off.
And she's trying to get it
she's
off. Oh my God.
great.
So sad.
so
I've
fucking
been-
No,
funny.
it's hilarious.
I've been terrified to do one because of that video. I've never done one.
Yeah, no way. Never.
My
Nothing
friend
I can't
Deb swears
remove
by
with
it.
warm water.
I do love those like Korean sheet masks though, and I have put them on in public. I have put them
Yeah.
on airplanes before and just been like, what?
You
Yeah.
look like Hannibal Lecter wearing some sort of face.
It's not good.
Face. I don't care. Anyway,
Oh my God.
then I get the middle seat free. It's great.
Kenyon's
my
main
God.
purpose in life is freaking the shit out of everyone around her so they just leave her alone.
Yeah. I for so many years I was just harassed by strangers for directions to places because I have like a, round face and blonde hair and people think that I'm a nice person just by looking at me. And
You gotta
I'm
prove them wrong.
not.
Put them in their place.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm not a good person. And I
just-
don't know how to direct you anywhere.
Yeah, you barely know left and right. You
Mm-hmm.
can't read an analog clock.
It's troublesome.
No one should be asking you for anything.
Yeah.
I just turn and hiss at people now.
All right, hold on. I've got one more duct tape bandit copycat.
Oh my God, please hit me with it.
Okay, so in the winter of 2014, a man in Burlington, Vermont held up a deli mart and he was caught on surveillance footage stopping in the parking lot beforehand and tearing off several pieces of duct tape from a roll that he had brought and placing them haphazardly over his face.
I love the duct tape theory. Like, it's not a theory. It's just a. It's a
strategy.
Strategy. That's the word I'm looking for.
And the man managed to insinuate to the store clerk that he had a weapon on him, which was likely the duct tape in his pocket.
The roll of duct.
Yeah. Or he was happy to see them, but.
It's a very blunt
Is that a roll
gun
of
you've
duct
got.
tape in your pocket? Or
Yeah.
you just happen to see it?
So, and he got away as far as we know. So number 2 and 3 might have gotten away with it. So maybe it's not so terrible. I just got
my
I
it.
God.
don't think number 2 did, because there's surveillance cam footage of him.
Okay.
And you could easily identify that man.
Yeah.
I feel like I recognize that guy.
Yeah,
Right.
Fiore Porstrip is not getting away
I'm
with
pretty
it. There's
sure I
no
went
way.
to college with that kid.
I'm pretty sure you went to college with him too.
Yeah.
He looks super
Yeah.
preppy northeast
Yeah.
He kind of looks like
back
Kyle.
home.
He has a Vineyard Vines belt for show.
I don't even know what that is, but yes.
Yeah. There are embroidered whales in his closet.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
A lot of guys playing polo embroidered.
Yeah. Man owns a lot of pastel shorts. All right.
Perfect.
That's what I got.
I love
Oh my
it.
god.
Excellent.
Care of is a subscription service that ships high-quality, personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders conveniently to your door every month. It's amazing. Tell us more, Lucy.
Well, if you are like us, you don't know
what you're doing?
what you're doing when it comes to vitamins and supplements and things like that. So
You had me at you don't know what you're doing.
you don't know what you're doing if you're anything like us. But when we got started with Care of, you take this really, really simple online quiz. It's very short. It's very in-depth. You're answering questions about your lifestyle and your health goals. And then that gives you personalized recommendations. So Care of takes the guesswork out of what supplements are best suited for you. And when you go to like check out, and also when you get your vitamins, they tell you exactly what you're consuming, like the history behind it, if it's like kind of like a more Eastern medicine kind of a thing or like more of a Western thing, what exactly it does for your body. It paints a beautiful, very logical, self-explanatory picture for you.
They really take all the guesswork out of like, before Care of, I was that person who would like accidentally find themselves in the vitamin aisle and then look for the gummies that seemed the tastiest.
had the best colored label. Like,
Yep. This is not the way, people.
no, Care of is the way. And staying consistent with a vitamin routine helps you stay on track and really see results. And Care of is here to make that easier than you thought was possible with their cute little packs. Just like a,
The personalized packs are so cute, and it makes it so easy.
Yes, and then it also has like a quote or a question or a goal for the day on each pack. So every time you pull one out, it's like a little fortune.
Yeah,
I
and then
just
you
love
open it, and they're portioned for you. Like, you just take what's in your pack, and you're good for the day.
Yeah, just do what it tells you to do. You'll be good. It's amazing.
Ugh, I love it. So for 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code GALS50. That's GALS50. Again, for 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code GALS50 and treat your wellness.
Treat it.
Well, I am taking 3 shallow dives into 3 very different cases,
Excellent.
but they are equally ridiculous. We're going to go in chronological order. We're going to start in 2008 with Ruben Zarate.
Zarate.
He was 18 years old, so you know he's just an idiot because he's a teenage boy, so this is not starting well. And he went to rob a muffler shop near his home in Chicago. He enters the store with a gun and demands money.
Muffler shop. Jesus.
Hey, anywhere with a cash drawer. Why not?
Okay, all right.
He enters the store with a gun and demanded money from a mechanic working the front desk of the shop. It's a pretty cut and dry holdup, but there's a big issue. There's very little cash in the register, probably for this very reason. And instead, the cash was all in a safe in the back office. and only the manager could get into the safe. But guess what? The manager is out to lunch.
I'll wait.
Oh, no. Ruben did not wait.
Oh, okay.
He decided it would be best to return when the manager gets back. But not wanting to make a wasted trip, he left his cell phone number with the cashier and asked that they give him a call when the manager returns.
Are you fucking kidding me?
He said, quote, "You guys better call me because otherwise I'm going to come back to shoot you," according to employee Jose Cita.
Oh,
okay.
So Jose calls the police after Ruben leaves, and the cops come, and they're like, "Okay, go ahead and call him." So they call Ruben back.
The cops are like, I guess just call him.
Call him. Let him know that the manager had returned and was there to let him into the safe.
Oh my
Ruben comes back to the muffler shop.
Oh my God.
Only to be greeted by police. And this part's kind of a bummer because he was scared and he's an idiot, so he pulled his gun on the cops.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But the cops shot him in the leg, and he was apprehended and treated for his injuries before being charged with attempted armed robbery and aggravated assault of a police officer. So he got arrested.
Oh my God.
Went to the big house.
The big house.
The big house.
Love it.
This next robbery also involved a stupid phone call. This happened in 2010. Albert Bailey and an unnamed juvenile sidekick decided they wanted to rob a bank in Fairfield, Connecticut. In order to streamline the process and get in and out ASAP, they had the brilliant idea to call ahead and make their demand for $100,000. And that they expected it to be waiting for them when they arrived. Quote, "I've heard of drive-up robberies where they rob the bank via drive-up windows," said Detective Lieutenant Michael Gagner of the Fairfield, Connecticut Police Department. "But I've never had somebody call ahead and say, 'Get the money, we're coming.'"
It's like a takeout.
My robbery.
Seriously.
It's a takeout order.
Minutes after the phone call, Bailey sent in, it gets so much better. Bailey sent in his juvenile accomplice along with a note demanding the aforementioned $100,000. Meanwhile, a bank employee has been on the phone with police the entire time and is giving them a real-time play-by-play of everything that's happening. The young suspect settled for $99,100 less than what was demanded and left the bank with $900.
I mean, all right.
The suspect left the bank and encountered a police officer who ordered him to stop. The suspect then tried to run to the car where Alan was waiting to drive off. Both were arrested without incident. It came out later that the robbers had also insisted that the money waiting for them not be put in a dye pack, but their wishes were not followed, and a bag of cash exploded in dye when the young boy threw it on the ground. The cop literally said, is quoted in the news, quote, "We were all kind of cracking up with the call-ahead aspect of it. Definitely unusual technique."
Oh my. And can you not put it in a dye pack? That'd be great.
I love that they're trying to run and they ditch the dye bag and it just pops all over them. Like, this couldn't have gone worse for these two guys.
Oh my God.
Did they ask for like ketchup and forks on their way out too? Any other requests?
Yeah. Oh my God. When we lived in Jersey City, hurricane... What was the big hurricane on the East Coast a few years ago? The big one.
Who cares?
Oh, yeah. My parents were without power for a while.
Yeah.
It wasn't Katrina. We can narrow it down from there.
It was not Katrina.
No, but it was like Gale or something.
It fucked up the East Coast. But anyway.
Cheryl.
So there was like a curfew and whatever, but the neighborhood that Zach was living in at the time was on these cliffs, so there was no flooding in his neighborhood. So people, like teenagers and stuff, were just kind of like running amok and like staying out after curfew and all this stuff, and there was no power.
Anarchy!
Yeah. So a bunch of teenagers tried to blow up the ATM in front of the bodega on the corner.
Course.
with TNT, which is like, where did they get the TNT? Because that's
Jesus.
the actual troubling aspect of this. But
I mean, it's New Jersey.
yeah, but it obviously, like, they thought that money was just going to explode out of this ATM machine and like rain from the skies, but
and not be incinerated.
Yeah, the whole thing just like melted and into like one big crumpled plastic mass.
Yep. That'll happen. Okay, this is my last one, and it's my personal favorite.
Oh, yes.
So, as you know, one of the most essential items in a successful robbery is the getaway vehicle.
Oh, God.
And a band of Colombian thieves learned this the hard way when they attempted to rob a grocery store in the tiny town of Juan de Acosta in 2013. The thieves' crime spree began when they stole Zavi, a 10-year-old donkey from a small farm, with the plan of using it as their getaway car.
I love that they have the donkey's name.
Oh, Zavi is a hero, and you are about to find out why.
Oh.
They broke into the grocery store around 2 a.m. and stole rum, oil, rice, and cans of tuna and sardines, loading up poor Zavi with their stolen wares.
Zavi's just
Zavi was not having it. He's like, I'm 10, I am exhausted, what the fuck?
Might be.
So,
10.
he began to let out a series of loud brays, which drew the attention of police.
I'm braying.
I'm braying. Forced to attempt their getaway on foot, they abandoned the donkey, still packed up with their stolen items, and took off. But, alas, were caught by the cops.
Weird.
The police found Zavi roaming near the grocery store, like still with this pack of stolen goods on his back. And the donkey hero was held at the town police station until his owner could be located. So a happy ending for all.
Zavi! Zavi is our new mascot.
There's a picture of Zavi on the drive.
Oh my god. Thank God.
Look how old and decrepit that donkey is.
Oh, that's a lot of stuff.
Well, that's not Zavi with the stolen goods. That's just like Zavi working.
Oh, it's just Zavi.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No wonder Zavi was too tired. Look at all that
Zavi's
shit
like,
he's
fuck
carrying.
this.
He didn't ask for that.
The getaway donkey.
He's also about to twist his ankle stepping over
He's
that
about
curb.
to die. He's a 10-year-old working donkey.
How long do donkeys normally live?
I don't know.
Googling it.
I don't know, but he is up there.
He doesn't look good. Zavi has seen better days. So that is my story.
I just Googled it. Donkeys normally live between 25 and 30 years.
Holy shit.
So
Crazy.
Zavi was just a teenager, basically.
Good. He looks rode hard and put away wet. Maybe that's an older photo, maybe that's like Zavi more like now than 2013.
Somebody followed up with this case to take a more recent pic of Zavi.
We must find Zavi.
You're right. That's 2017 Zavi.
We need like a forensic artist
Crazier
sketch
things
of
have happened.
aged
Bandit.
Zavi.
What Zavi would look like today.
Oh, I love Zavi. You're all assholes. I have two small cases, neither of which include Avril Lavigne lyrics, but I will do my best.
On the fly.
I was thoroughly excited to be doing a Beyond Stupid episode, mostly because, Florida. So both of my cases are out of Florida.
Yes.
I'm going to start with one of the most relatable stories of all time, in my opinion. 4 friends entered Palm Coast Pizza in Palm Coast, Florida, with high hopes of satiating snacks. Mm-hmm. However, one friend, 25-year-old Jessica Conti, not Conti,
What?
Conti.
Conti?
I love that you knew exactly.
I knew.
Was she a Kant, though?
She totally was. You're about to find out.
My college mascot was terrible. It was a Continental Soldier. But like so I just found out today actually that like this new generation of college kids has changed the motto to roll cons.
Terrible. Anyway, Jessa became understandably enraged when the garlic knots she'd ordered came out incorrectly.
Okay. How do you fuck up garlic knots?
Well, they had cheese on them, and she didn't order her garlic knots with cheese, god damn it.
I would never be upset about getting extra cheese.
I know, it's like, bish, why didn't you get the cheese? But
such a cunt.
she didn't want the cheese. She didn't want the cheese.
Yep, I get that. I feel that.
The pizza shop employees refunded her for said knots. But Jessica felt disrespected by the way the employee slapped the money down on the table in front of her and became completely enraged.
Yep.
While Jessica, this is where I feel like this could be me as Jessica and you guys as my friends. While Jessica was throwing a fit, her three friends waiting for her outside, Vincent, 23, Sean, 32, and Hareem, 26, came into the shop to see what the holdup was.
Hold me back. Hold me back.
Because your best friends are expected to have your back at all times and for all reasons.
Right.
They began to trash the pizza shop in support of Jessica's displeasure over the incident with the garlic knots.
Oh, I've got your backs all day long, ladies.
I'd be there for you.
Pushed the cash register to the floor, went behind the counter into the kitchen, started throwing food and pizza boxes everywhere. And one suspect went as far as to throw a glass shaker of Parmesan cheese into a television.
Oh.
That's Kenyan.
Yeah.
That would have been Kenyan.
Dibs. I love Parmesan.
And as soon as it shattered, it'd be like, ooh, I didn't quite mean to throw it that hard. Sorry.
My whole second suitcase coming back to South Africa from the States every year is just things, massive things of craft Parmesan cheese. I'm not kidding you guys. It's a whole cupboard in my house.
I know what I'm getting you for your wedding.
Yeah, your wedding gift is a lifelong supply of craft Parmesan.
Please.
I'm going to go to Sam's Club and get the really big one.
Yep, we got you. So police were called, and though the four friends had fled before the police arrived, a couple witnesses recognized a member of the devoted friend group and ratted them out. The pizza vandals were arrested and each charged with burglary and criminal mischief, as well as spending a night in jail.
Did they steal anything, though?
They didn't steal anything.
That's what burglary is.
I think you can, I don't know. I feel like trespassing and burglary and I don't know. It's all linked together. I didn't think they stole anything, but I don't fucking know.
Well, maybe
I
they didn't pay their overall bill.
That's true. They could have gotten food and didn't
And they
pay
knocked over the cash register, so maybe they did take some cash on their way out.
It's definitely possible. One of the friends had marijuana on him, so oops, marijuana possession. That one would be Lucy.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know how I live.
Damages were estimated at $995.50, or approximately 221 large orders of garlic knots, which, according to the Palm Coast Pizza website, run at about $4.50 an order. Oh, God. I looked it up.
How much was it with
both
cheese?
The friends and the knots on the drive.
Oh, the knots.
Yep, pretty great.
Ew, that looks
story
awful.
number one. Whatever, I think they look good. Well, they're missing the cheese.
They need cheese.
They need cheese.
She's such a
They
cunt.
have the cheese on them. They look a lot better.
She's such a cunt.
Seriously. Unless she's lactose intolerant. Oh my God.
She might be.
This freeze frame of the Fox 39 report with all four of their photos over a thing of cheesy garlic knots. That's just a final slap in the face.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite. It's my favorite.
Oh, Sean Cody.
My
looks
last
like a
story,
winner.
also out of Florida, I call him the Dine and Dash Dingus.
Yes.
We just talked about the pizza vandals. Now we're talking about the Dine and Dash games. We're going to travel to Delray Beach, Florida. We're going to visit the Dubliner Irish Pub. Oh, just like 41-year-old Peter Gaffey did back in 2014. According to police, Peter enjoyed a less than lavish meal and libations until the wee hours of the morning at the Dubliner Pub. But when it came time for the establishment to close and for Peter to pay his $30 bar tab, he refused.
Did he have one drink?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't look up their website, so I couldn't see the price point and try to figure out what he ordered.
Pubs are pricey.
Later
You're paying for the atmosphere.
When the bar manager, so, I mean, I know a lot of you out there have gone to bars, but if you haven't, a lot of times if you go to a bar and you open a tab, they'll take your credit card and they'll hold your card to ensure that you don't walk out on your tab, or if you do walk out on your tab, they can still pay it. So the manager attempted to close the tab on a debit card that Peter had used to open the tab, but the card was declined.
Oh, what an ass.
I mean, I've been there where I couldn't afford to go out because I had less than 30 in my bank account, but then don't go out.
Right. Yeah. Don't dash like a dingus.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of facing the music or phoning a friend, Peter decides to make a break for it.
Because they don't have his name and debit card number.
Oh, that'll come back.
Okay. I'm sure
Peter ran for the bar and attempted to make his getaway in his black Mercedes, which begs the question, how can you not afford a $30 bar tab?
Right.
Like, how?
What an ass.
How? I don't know. Fortunately for the police and unfortunately for Peter, he was drunk as a skunk, so drunk, in fact, that he got into the wrong car.
Oh, so he didn't have a black Mercedes?
No, he did, but there were two in the parking lot.
Oh.
And he was trying to get into the wrong one.
And he wanted to just make his problem infinitely worse by getting a drunk driving charge on top of it.
Of course.
And a Grand Theft Auto charge.
Yeah. Yeah, this would have been bad. The police report states, quote, as it turns out, Gaffey was so intoxicated that he didn't realize he was at the wrong black Mercedes and that his was across the street, rendering his getaway plan null. Police found Peter sitting on the ground, leaning against the Mercedes that wasn't his, defeated.
Dejected.
Dejected.
Yeah, like unwilling. He just slumps to the ground.
He was like, well, fuck it. But he was unwilling to cooperate with police or give his name, so the police had no choice but to simply walk back inside to the bar and grab the debit card that he had left there.
Oh my God.
Peter was arrested on fraud and resisting arrest charges, dried out in the drunk tank, and went home the next day with hefty fines, hopefully in the right car this time.
Oh my God.
So those are my petty crimes.
Okay. Yep. Love it.
And I want to do 800 more episodes on these topics. So
we will definitely do more in these Beyond Stupid series for sure.
I love it so much. So Kenyon nailed the assignment. I didn't misunderstand the assignment, but couldn't find one solid case that really did it for me. So I'm taking a couple shallow dives. One is the main focus. And these are just some of my favorites. So what I've kind of found is that the scammers are not stupid. They're actually very smart. And we obviously hate to victim blame, but sometimes the stupidity of folks falling for this shit is like the real insanity. And some of these people are taken for tons of money, which is crazy.
It's the whole point of scamming, is that the people you're scamming are the stupid ones.
Yeah, the suckers, basically.
They're the marks.
Yeah. So here are just a couple of my favorite phishing schemes to date that I decided to share with y'all in lieu of one single case. The first, this is a personal testimonial of Scottish singer-songwriter Mark Gunn.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to say Sinead O'Connor, but I guess she's Irish.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd say Mark Cohen, because I fucking love him.
I wish. But he posted this testimonial to his website. And yes, I have also provided a photo of a kilted Mark Gunn on the drive. If you want to get,
It'll be on the blog, y'all.
If you want to get a visual
1 trillion photos of the goat doctor.
Yep. So if you want to get a visual, and then you'll know who it was saying this.
Oh my God, he's like frolicking. He's frolicking.
Oh, he's so happy to be
I
himself.
don't see it.
It's like the 4th one, Kenyon. It just says Mark Gunn in like Celtic letters.
Yeah.
You have to click it.
Hold on.
And then
it's like a
banner
super
photo.
horizontal rectangle.
Oh, okay. I just had to update.
You find him?
I just had to update.
He's
There
carrying
he
a
is.
purse.
Oh,
Skipping
he's
in glee.
living his best life.
So here's what he writes.
Living his best life. I love him.
He writes, my band was the subject of internet fraud. So rather than totally wallow in my own misery, I want to educate you on how it happened and how you can avoid this same problem.
Bless him.
Because your band may be next. Tell Corey and Phil.
Okay.
In
All
September, we got an email for a wedding gig from, quote, Pitt Andre, P-I-T-T, Andre.
Delicious.
Like, red flag, that name. They found us through our wedding website. It was a little difficult for Andrew to work out the details with the folks getting married. Must be another bandmate. But we negotiated payment, $1,500, and we would drive to Oklahoma. We asked for a non-refundable...
Wait, he's Irish?
He's Irish, but you can be Irish and still live in the United States.
Oh, but he
So he's
lives in
Scottish.
the U.S. Okay.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Okay.
We asked for a non-refundable 50% up front. So we waited and contacted and followed up with them to get payment. Finally, they sent a check for $2,500.
Nope.
Then they called and told us their accountant sent the wrong amount. Could we send them back the difference?
Nope.
Sure.
No.
Once the check clears, we'll send it back.
That's
But
the wrong
before that
answer.
happened, they canceled the wedding. The mother-in-law apparently had a heart attack. They were angry. They asked if they could have back the non-refundable money. Feeling bad, we agreed. And after 3 days, the check seemed to have cleared, and Andrew sent money back via a MoneyGram, which a MoneyGram you pay up front. It's like a money order.
Yeah.
A check comes
so
directly
the
from your
initial
account.
check clears, but not the bigger check.
Seems too clear. Too clear.
Because those checks are pending in your account.
Yeah.
So they were saying, we'll send you the money once the check clears. And these people were like, no, we need it now. Our wedding is canceled. Our mother is dying. Like all this shit. And the guy's like, fine. I'm gonna send you this MoneyGram.
I feel like checks take like 5 full days to get like fully cleared. Like money out of account A into account B.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Don't trust checks.
It's so crazy.
No, I hate checks.
So the check was still sitting there for 3 days, still sitting in the account. Looks like it had cleared, but clearly it was still pending, and they just didn't know. They send this MoneyGram, and then 5 days after the initial deposit, so if by this timeline, 2 days after they sent the MoneyGram, the check bounces, of course. So they have now sent MoneyGram, which is basically sending cash. So that's secure.
Yeah.
It's sending cash without having to, like, if you've ever done a money order, you don't have to put the name of the recipient or anything on it. It's basically like buying a check written out to cash with cash and sending it to someone. So that's guaranteed money that they
It's
received.
super risky. If anyone asks you for a money, like a wire transfer, and you don't know them, don't do it.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty common scam, and this kind of shit happens all the time. Another one that's really common is somebody hacking like a friend or family member's email account, saying they got mugged while they were overseas on vacation, and they don't have any money, and they need you to help them and send them money, and it's from a familiar account.
That's what
so you
happened
wouldn't have,
to Zach's grandfather. That was exactly it.
It's super crazy.
Verify everything.
Everything. So I thought I'd end it with this little palate cleanser on why old people should not be allowed to use the internet. And I just thought that the picture that goes along with it is kind of funny. This was on like some sort of BuzzFeed list of like 10 worst, blah, 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 internet schemes that we still fall for. And I just loved how this was written. Hey, wow, you just won an overseas sweepstakes, one that you never even entered. How lucky can you be? And get this, once you supply your mailing address, you actually do get a check for a huge amount of money. They tell you to deposit it, but in the meantime, send them a check for a couple $100 to cover processing fees and taxes.
Yeah.
Only one problem, which you can probably see coming down 6th Avenue. Their check was bogus, your check is real. The only one who made money from this, quote, sweepstakes is the scammer. And there's a picture of what these emails can look like on the drive, and they're just ridiculous. And so stupid.
If anyone calls you or sends you an email, it's not real.
No.
You contact
no emails
them.
are real.
Yeah. It's never real. Unless
we're not responding to any more wine and crime emails. We're done.
Here's what I will say.
It's too dangerous.
When we send people trash for money, we're open about it.
Yeah, that's true.
We are upfront. If you pay us $15 a month, we will send you literal trash.
It's coming.
There you go.
Be covered in cat hair.
Yeah. All right.
So that's what I had.
All right, Allie, are you ready?
I think I am. I mean, I feel like this is not as lighthearted, but it's some serious business I'm about to tell you about. But you guys,
you're the Kenyan of this episode.
Ooh, man, it's a little heavy. So okay, but not. I mean, all right. So we were talking about frauds, and in doing this episode, I was like, maybe I could research snake oil salesmen and like where that came from. And I found out a really interesting history about that. I will give you the one sentence version of it before I get to the real story. But so when a lot of people came from China to help build the railroads for westward expansion, they brought with them like a lot of Eastern medicines, which were legit. And one of them was snake oil. And they said it worked it was an anti-inflammatory. It helped with a lot of joint stiffness. And so they're like, great, this works. This is wonderful. And then charlatans started saying, ooh, I can also sell snake oil. So they would take rattlesnakes and raise them and then like boil down for their fats and sell this snake oil. And it was usually mixed with like linseed oil and turpentine and other garbage. And they found that it was not effective at all because the properties in Chinese medicine, that is snake oil, come from a water snake, which eats fish, which has all these omega fatty acids that like rattlesnakes don't have at all because rattlesnakes are not eating fish. They live in the desert. And so
So not just any snake.
Yes, it has to be a particular snake and done right. And so this idea of snake oil being a fake elixir, like a goop level, you should use this product because it will fix you.
Right.
Snail excretions that you rub on your face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jade eggs up your hoo-ha. But it was rooted in actual inflammatory properties of a particular kind of snake oil. And so I learned that about snake oil, and I was like, that's very fascinating. But what I wanted to tell you guys about was Dr. Andrew Wakefield. Okay, so I'm going to set up a tone here. The year 1998. All right. It's
love that year.
Allie's hair, not to be desired.
Tight curls.
It was so thick. The hair was so thick. There was so much Aussie scrunch spray in that era of my life.
I loved that product.
Smelled like grapes.
Yes. People at school just like called me the wet hair girl because I was so clinging to the crunchy curl look.
Yeah. You had that for a while.
You could have drank it.
I really did.
It's just like grape Kool-Aid and hairspray mixed together. It's anyway.
It smelled so good.
Really attracted bees, if we're being honest. Couldn't wear it out in the garden much.
But it was a beautiful time in America. There was a landscape of Tommy Hilfiger tube tops, and Gwen Stefani had glued rhinestones on her face. The
Jennifer haircut.
Yes, the Y2K.
Or the Rachel.
The Rachel was in. The Y2K apocalypse was just a distant blur on the horizon, just 2 years away. We were living it up. No one had Twitter. Cell phones were for drug deals or emergencies. It was all wonderful. So this British medical journal, which is this trusted source, like peer-reviewed scientific papers, legit as they come, legit as fuck, The Lancet. They're like your snobbiest friend, like recommending a restaurant to you. Like there's too much on the line to steer you to a bad one. You know what I mean? The Lancet is like, here's some science, you can trust us. So Dr. Andrew Wakefield publishes a study that fixes autism. He's like, I did it. I fixed it. So,
oh my God.
Dr. Andrew Wakefield, British doctor, he's a gastroenterologist, right? So he's a 4th generation doctor in his family. So either he was like literally bred by the English aristocracy to have the best brain for medicine, or he is just weak-willed and chose the profession so his parents wouldn't cut him off. I don't know. You decide.
Column A, column
Daddy
B.
chooses everything in my life, including my clothes.
I mean, it was laid out for him. So now he becomes a doctor, studies gastroenterology. His field of study is essentially buttholes. I mean, specifically painful ones.
Yes, I was just going to say, he's like a gas and butthole doctor.
He studies inflammatory bowel illnesses for some reason, and but that's his field of study. And I mean, I give my props.
Could he fix Amanda's yoga issue?
That's a great question, and I don't think you can ask him because he's not really a doctor. Well, more on that. Okay. And so
why would you fake being a butthole doctor?
I know, of all the doctors, you think you'd just like go into dermatology or something. But I mean,
yeah,
right?
He went into a tough one. I mean, and God bless anyone who does fix anyone with an inflammatory bowel disease, because like, is there anything worse? No. So anyway, so he's doing this. He does a study on measles, and he is trying to find out if the measles virus is more likely to be present in children with autism. And so he starts looking at the connection between inflammatory bowel disease, measles, autism, and he also did blood tests, right? And he published a study. It was 12 people. The study was done on 12 people, 12 children.
In depth.
Not statistically significant.
No.
Gonna go out on a limb and say that. Okay.
And where does he get the blood for this study? That's a great question. Where would you get the blood of children, you guys? If you had,
where would I get it?
If you had to get the blood of a couple dozen.
This is recorded, so I'm gonna keep my secrets close to the chest here.
I'd set up a blood bank truck outside of a preschool.
Good one.
With cookies. The cookies is what'll do it.
Yeah, and puppies in a van.
Puppies in a van.
Yeah.
Always a great idea.
You guys aren't far off. What he did was...
Oh my God.
He took blood samples from children at his son's birthday party, and he gave
what
them...
What a fun birthday party theme.
He said he did it right at the end.
Syringes.
Right at the end. But the way he did it was he gave every child £5. He gave him $10. He's like, hey, at the end of this birthday party, I'm going to stick you with a needle, but you're going to get $5.
Oh my God. I mean, I would do that now.
I mean, like, does it get worse? And so, he made jokes about it later. Like, he's like, next year, they're all going to want 10 pounds. And you're like, it's still not a legit way to gather samples. So, okay, so 12 child patients. And so what he did was he tried to establish that kids with inflammatory bowel disease had measles, and that's what led to autism. But it turned out that, so he published this paper in The Lancet in 1998. And of course, if anyone remembers, like Jenny McCarthy, who had a child who had a child who was suffering from some developmental I cannot say that, developmental issues, like latched onto this and is like, vaccines caused, my child is autistic, vaccines caused it. I think later she came out and said that her child...
And we should always take all of our medical advice from Jenny
fucking McCarthy.
I mean,
right. Well, she did get kind of like a smart A-line bob, and everyone's like, you know what? I trust you now. Like, your haircut is improved from the 90s, like whatever, like you've established yourself. So I think she probably wore like a pantsuit at some point, and everyone's like, she's got a point, you guys. She's in a pantsuit. But
did you say
trust her.
She later like recanted?
Yeah,
or what?
I think she did. I think it turned out that her child didn't have autism, but I know. So now 3 of the 9 children in this study by Dr. Wakefield didn't actually have autism at all. So he was claiming kids that had autism didn't, to help prove his statistics.
To prove that he cured it.
Yeah, to prove that he
Holy
at least
shit.
isolated it. And so...
how did he choose these kids for his son's birthday party? How does you can come if you bring a gift and you tell me if you have a nut allergy and also if you have inflammatory bowel disease and developmental issues.
I don't know, but it's the common agreement here is that the numbers were fudged, very, very much so. And
I don't think they print that invitation at Party
I don't
City.
think they do.
Paperless Post does not have that template.
We'll need a card that's blank inside.
and one tender arm with open veins. But I mean, and so I mean, all of this. It turns out that that he had gotten money from lawyers who were representing families who were trying to prove that vaccines cause autism. So he got hundreds of thousands of dollars to do this study and to try to come up with something that proves that vaccines are linked to autism. So he fudged the numbers. He was getting paid by lawyers. He did not tell the Lancet or anyone that there was that conflict of interest. And so there have been 17 studies that have been done, at least 17 that have done to contradict the findings that autism in children, that a lot of, they do something called home video evaluations where they look at home videos of children like a year of age before these measles, mumps, rubella vaccines are even given. And they say that they can see behavioral signs of autism. So that typically that is present at birth. It's not something that would develop after a vaccine. So tons of studies have been done that there isn't a link to it. And, but still, because of this fraudulent paper that he put out, because he was getting money from lawyers, the rates of vaccinations dropped, and there have been measles outbreaks since, like the 2015 measles outbreak that started at the happiest place on earth in Disneyland.
Oh God!
I know. And so I'm like, well, okay, what happened to this guy? The Lancet published a retraction finally in like 2010, being like, yeah, we really boned that one, you guys. Like that was a fraud.
Our bad.
Yeah.
Majorly fucked that up, and people have died as a result. Whoopsie daisy.
And I was curious about a couple things. Okay, so this measles vaccine was on the market, I think, in the mid-early 60s. And they isolated the measles virus from one kid. His name was David, I think it was David Edmondson. And he was 11 at the time. He had measles. They isolated from him. They're like, hey, kiddo, we are going to use your measles affliction to come up with a cure, a vaccine for measles. And he was like, that's great. I'm happy to help. So the time came to vaccinate his own son in the 1970s, and the guy the vaccine was built on his own virus, his wife decided not to vaccinate their children because they were concerned about possible reactions to vaccines.
The fuck?
I know.
Divorce.
I know.
Divorce.
Can you believe that?
Oh my God. I read recently that there are like certain neighborhoods in California with more like upscale neighborhoods with more unvaccinated children than in parts of like remote Afghanistan.
Oh my God. Come on, people.
I feel like it almost ushered in this wave of overprotection with children and this kind of paranoia in parenting. And so this guy, stripped of his medical license, clearly, like he defrauded medical journals that led to this cascading drop in vaccinations and this distrust of like modern medicine. And I was like, what's this guy doing these days? Like, did anyone kill him? Like, what is he living on an island now?
Yeah. He is now on the Trump administration cabinet.
He's head of
Not
the
funny.
EPA.
He is.
Oh no.
He was.
What?
He's in Cozy with Trump.
Oh my! We were kidding.
Yeah, I know.
I was joking.
I know. I'm so sorry to report.
Ellie.
They're in tight. This guy, Dr. Andrew Wakefield, has a whopping 7,000 followers on Twitter. But so not hugely popular. But since Trump's election, his campaign has kind of found fresh momentum, they say, and our president claimed during a 2015 Republican debate that the child of an employee of his developed autism after receiving a vaccine. He said, and I'm going to quote, "You take this beautiful baby and you pump, I mean, it looks like it's just meant for a horse, not for a child." That were all the details that Trump said about vaccines. And then he said...
Yeah, he's not so big on, like, sentence structure.
No, I mean...
Or, like, science or fact.
Yeah, he said,
or reality.
He said, you don't need to tell me that vaccines cause autism. I've seen it personally, is what Trump said. So, although that there have been 17 studies showing no link, so he is kind of in tight with Trump, but yeah, I know. But so this is dealing mostly with the MMR, the measles, mumps, rubella vaccine. But a lot of people don't know that the study size was really small. The numbers were fudged. They were the blood samples were taken unethically, and he was paid by lawyers to fudge the numbers to prove something that wasn't proven, and it's been disproved by so many like hardcore larger trials. Like at least 17 since then, but it's still like kind of left this lasting rash on the public, if you will, that maybe there's some kind of like, and so but Dr. Andrew Wakefield is just fucking kicking it in Texas. Just never went to jail,
living his best life.
Yeah.
So my jaw is on the floor of my box with my cut up yoga head. Right? I mean,
I'm sorry to be the biggest bummer
shocked
of it, but I mean, and in terms of like measles, it's kind of one of these things where we consider it in the rear view because we grew up without knowing anyone afflicted to it, and I was like, how bad is measles? And between let's see, measles killed 20% of Hawaii's population in the 1850s. It was linked to between 1855 and 2005. It was linked to 200 million people worldwide, and about 1 or 2 of every 1,000 kids who gets measles will die. So it's still not good.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, this one guy, this one paper with 12 people, this gastroenterologist who's not even an epidemiologist or an immunologist, funded by lawyers, ended up changing the course of how people protect their kids against diseases, which is bananas. So it makes snake oil salesmen seem like so benign. Like snake oil salesmen are just Gwyneth Paltrow.
Give me some rattlesnake juice.
They're just literally, they're just bloggers. They're just,
Oh my God, that's insane.
So he's still campaigning for this anti-vaccine thing, like now?
Yes, yeah, he has.
Or he just kind of like gave it.
He has a website. He had a documentary called Vaxxed, and he has a website that's just like help fund my. I think he sued the state of Texas for.
Oh God.
I want to say, not slander, defamation. He sued the state of Texas for defamation. So, it's a little nuts. I'm sorry, I was just plugging in my computer. Pardon the bump.
His study wouldn't even pass muster for a paper in grad school, let alone make it into the Lancet. 12 patients,
and the kids he said who were afflicted with autism, only one was actually, and he said a number of them were. So he also just lied about which of the patients.
And there's no way he got parental consent or
I think that
signed any kind of
He made a joke. He made a joke at some conference where he was like, yeah, man, these kids were fainting and throwing up and stuff, but they got 5 pounds.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Sounds like a monster. But yeah, I mean, there's medical fraud. Who knew though that this one guy for $100,000, however much he made from these lawyers, for that much money causes that much death and destruction,
wreaks that much havoc.
Ridiculous.
So the verdict is he's a dick.
Also, of course, it goes without saying that there's nothing inherently wrong with people with autism or having autism. Of course not.
No.
And also,
it's a medical condition that science is still trying to wrap its brain around. Anyone who's working in that field, and I've talked to epidemiologists who work in that field, and one of them I'm hoping to interview soon. But it's just what a disservice, though, to take something that is something that kids and families are dealing with, and for money, shift the focus so much away from causation and any kind of therapies for it into this just mass hysteria.
And also, as a parent, wouldn't you rather have an autistic child than a dead child?
You would think.
You would rather put your kid at risk of horrific illness that we had all but eradicated in using modern science.
I know.
Than run the risk of having an autistic child. That's it's so gross. That's such a gross, like, moral stance to take on that. Like, it's just nasty.
It's kind of like what Allie said. We did not grow up with measles being a huge issue. It was like more of a historical thing. So I think a lot of people just assume that it's like the flu, or
and they're riding on the coattails of like herd vaccination, like herd.
And even the guy, the kid who they developed the vaccine from his own virus and he didn't vaccinate his children. He said later he really regretted that and he realized that it was really irresponsible because his children rely on herd immunity in order to be safe. And so, but it's so crazy that it comes down to this one guy who we know more about Jenny McCarthy's involvement than we do about his. And you're like, how come this guy isn't like public enemy?
And that he faced no consequences for it and had the fucking balls because of, white male ego and fucking patriarchy to sue for defamation.
I know. Yep.
When he's the one at fault.
Part.
I know.
Sit the fuck down, you motherfucker.
I know. So there's if you want to look more into it, there's the Dr. Wakefield Justice Fund.org, which just links to a whole page.
A PayPal account.
You guys, even worse. It links to a whole page about vaping. I don't know what life is.
Yes. Yes. Whatever beautiful internet troll rerouted that website or bought that domain name, I'm so thrilled you exist.
No idea.
You did the right thing. You did the right thing.
It's just like life is so surreal. I don't know what 2018 is, but here we are, you guys. So there you go.
I love it.
3 years
Nicely
after
done.
we started our
Amazing.
podcasts.
Shut up.
Because what is math?
Shut up.
I think it's almost 4.5 now since 2017.
You're
Feels
bitches
like it.
and I hate you and I'm on Allie's show now, so
You're hosting it, and I'm just going to go to Hawaii for a bit.
done.
That was amazing. Well
Yes,
done.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for letting me tell it.
What a good episode.
So much fraud.
Yeah. So special thanks to Allie motherfucking Ward
Yes,
for
Squad.
coming on.
Yes.
Thank you
Dad
for giving
Ward.
us so much of your time. Because you have like 1 trillion jobs, and we appreciate it.
We've just been hounding you for the last 2 hours.
I love it. I blocked out my morning. I'm going to set after this. I'm going to glue some hair to my eyeballs, as one does, and then go to read some stuff. I was so excited about researching this and being on this show that I was like, oh, I have to do some writing for CBS, but I had to research Dr. Wakefield first because it was too exciting.
We beat out CBS.
You beat out my job. But you guys, thank you for doing what you do. You guys are hilarious. And literally, there's no one else on earth I would have drank wine vinegar in a closet for at 10 a.m. than you.
Yes, I love that. Let's do it again.
Special thanks to you, Wine Coven, for all of your support throughout the years. We could not do this without you, obviously. We hope you enjoyed this Best of Beyond Stupid, at least the 2022 edition. I'm sure there will be more. We will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Wine and Crime. Our cover art is by Kala Yip. Music by Phil Young and Corey Wendell. Editing by Jonathan Camp. Check out our website and blog at wineandcrimepodcast.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wine and Crime Pod. If you have questions, answers, or recommendations to share, email us at wineandcrimepodcast@gmail.com. Episodes are available on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, basically wherever you get your favorite podcasts. And if you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. It is the best way to spread the word. If you'd like to show your support, visit our Patreon page to keep this podcast and the wine flowing. Cheers.